can see here, I got my hands on the Logitech Xbox Cloud Gaming Handheld. We'll go ahead and open this bad boy up and see what it comes with. Let's go ahead and take this out and take a look at this thing. The very first thing that I noticed once I took this out of the box is actually how big the screen is. And realistically, this fits really nicely in my hand. Now, when I thought about this, I thought this would be about the same size as my Switch Lite, which I happen to have right next to me. But as you can see, there's a vast difference. That screen is much bigger, and the handheld itself is also much bigger. But we've got to compare it to my Switch OLED as well. This is my Switch OLED, obviously, and here is what it looks like. The screens are actually very close to being almost the same size, and overall it feels a lot smaller than you would think. Now, I do also have a Steam Deck here with me so I can compare. It really doesn't compare. It is probably the closest thing to the Logitech and Xbox Cloud Gaming Handheld. The first thing that really surprised me and kind of made me think about it a little bit was the fact that I bought this from Microsoft and it had an Xbox logo. But when I look at the packaging, nothing on here says anything about Xbox, which is actually kind of impressive. I think that's probably a very smart thing of Logitech to do because they're not stuck with just Xbox. However, once you start this thing up and get into it, the first thing you see is you've got to install all of the Google stuff because it is running on Android. But the very first thing you see here is actually an Xbox logo. There's an Xbox logo as well as Google Chrome, as well as other things like that. But overall, this thing feels really nice. I wasn't sure how it would feel in hand, but to be honest with you, I think it feels great. It looks a little weird with the stubby little hand grips, but they actually do feel really nice, which is a surprise to me. Now, when I flip it over and look at it, obviously you've got a nice little joysticks here. To be honest with you, they feel a little cheaper than the Switch ones, which is kind of a shame. I feel like at some point these are going to probably break pretty easily if you are rough on your controllers. I usually don't have problems, so I think I'll be good, but if you are rough on your controllers, be careful here. Surprisingly, the D-pad was actually very nice. I really enjoyed it. Now, obviously, the Switch Lite has a D-pad, but the Switch original doesn't, and obviously the Steam Deck does as well. But I thought these D-pads were very nice. It feels really good, and I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. The buttons overall feel pretty much like an Xbox One or an Xbox Series X series controller, to be honest with you. They feel really, really good, to be honest. Looking back at the bumpers and the triggers, the bumpers feel like normal bumpers. The triggers give a little more than I expected them to be honest, so they travel a little bit farther. However, it's still comfortable and nice to use. On the top here, there's also the plus minus for the volume, the power screen. I don't actually know what this is. I haven't taken it off yet. I don't know why that was there. And last but not least, there's a little SD card slot right there. And on the bottom here, you've got your audio port as well as USB-C and 2 speakers, very reminiscent to the bottom of the Nintendo Switch Lite controller or console, as well as a few other buttons I didn't cover, like the Google G, I don't know what to call it, the Google G button, as well as buttons that are very similar to the Xbox One and the square boxes up here and the lines. I don't know what they're called. I've never known, but those exist right up there. So that's there if you need it. And obviously there's also a home button there. That's pretty much all it is when it comes to the input. This thing is very interesting though. I'd like to dig into it a lot more, and obviously I'm going to, and I'm going to make more videos about it. But for now, I think this thing is very comfortable. I've played a little bit of Game Pass on it, and it works really well. I also linked it up to my Xbox One Slim that I have, and I was able to remote play with it, which is kind of awesome because right now I have Xbox Game Pass with my wife, so neither one of us can't both play at the same time, which sucks. I know there's a family Game Pass coming soon, but it was nice to be able to remote play on that console while she was using the cloud gaming. I really thought that was pretty cool. And overall, you can actually use this with your Steam Link as well and a few other things. And I can't wait to dig into all the emulations that I can actually get from the Google Play Store. Oh yeah, because this is basically an Android tablet that they've kind of converted into a controller slash handheld. So I definitely have to play this thing and put it through the ringer. But overall, I'm actually surprised at how well this worked. I wasn't sure if it would be very good. Xbox first ever handheld console? It was kind of marketed like that. I'm not sure why, but Logitech is obviously the producer and everything like that, but it was really pushed with the Xbox Game Pass and all that. Does this really count as the first ever? I don't know about that. Comment down below and let me know what you think. But I'm gonna get out of here, throw this thing into some more testing and actually spend some time with it down below and let me know what you think about it. But also check that video out right there. I will definitely be making more videos about that, so make sure you're subscribed as well. But I'm gonna get out of here. Check that video out if you haven't already.